What's going on, guys? Haxa here with another episode of Skul the Hero Slayer. In the last run, we got ourselves a fat dub with the recruit and the genie. But the run didn't go exactly as I would have liked because we couldn't quite get the genie to legendary form, which is really what I wanted to do in that run. But it was still a win, and it was a pretty good win as well. Pretty close fight with the first hero. So with that though, we had a physical run the last time. So this time I'm going to be aiming for a special run if I can. But as I like to say at the start of these, really the run kind of decides for me usually what direction I'm going to be able to take it into. And I might not be able to do a magic run, but we're certainly going to try. And these two skulls are skulls that I don't want. We just did a recruit run, so you know, well, these items are certainly telling me to go into a magic-based run, but the skulls aren't. And it's all about the skulls, so we'll see what happens with this run. Shield Skull, not a fan of. It's just so slow, and like, I don't. It's a good skull. Don't get me wrong. It's actually a really good skull for beginners if you're struggling to get a first win. This is a skull you can turn to and take advantage of because it's just very defensive and strong. But it's just not fun in my opinion. And really, at the end of the day, that's what matters most to me. We'll have to use it eventually, and like I'll also like to say that could be this video right now. I don't know yet, but that is certainly not my goal. Also, is this a parry? Kind of. Let's see. Okay, so it is just a parry, but it has weird wording on it. Parries are very strong if you know how to use them. It's a really good way to avoid taking damage and dealing damage back to the enemy. But I don't find them to be very fun personally. Oh, ooh, okay, all right then. I guess this will be a magic run because we were lucky enough to find a skull that I haven't used yet that I've been wanting to use, and it's magic based. So thank goodness for that. Well, now we just have to look out for a secondary skull, but the run is pretty much decided at this point. Gargoyle got some really big changes with the last patch, and it went from a skull that everyone hated to a skull I feel like people generally like now. I don't think people think it's like the best skull or anything, but people seem to have a pretty positive opinion of Gargoyle now. I always liked Gargoyle, but I do understand why people didn't like it. And another skull. Okay, I guess the run is taking off. This is another skull that we haven't seen yet in one of my videos. The Frost skull, yeah. Generally regarded as one of the best skulls in the game, and I absolutely see why. It's very powerful and very fun. And we're met with a decision here. Do we want like the little bit of damage that Hate Stone is going to give us if we take damage, or do we want money? And you guys, if you're not familiar with my opinion on Hate Stone, it's in my opinion a very undesirable item because its effect requires you to take damage to gain the damage bonus, and generally you don't want to be taking damage. And it does have tactics and madness on it, which are two very good inscriptions, but I'm just not a fan of the requisite you need to get the actual items bonuses. And I am very much so a fan of Carleon insignia, so I'm going to take that over the Hate Stone easy. And we also have synergy with the Carleon insignia with our Carleon basic staff, which is an item we may very well be keeping the entire game, so we'll pretty much always be getting that extra base gold from the insignia because of that. And we are absolutely tearing right through the first adventurer, but you know, that's not exactly a hard thing to do. They're not exactly a difficult fight. And we're offered pretty trashy stuff here. None of this is appealing to me at all. We could take the bone shards, which I'm actually kind of tempted to, even though it's just 5. We can't really do anything with steel golem because we're building towards magic. And wind armor is just a... Why does this item exist? Like, it's decent on power skulls and only decent. On everything else, it's just kind of worthless. Do we want the money or do we want the shards? I think I'll take the shards just because of how the last run unfolded and we just weren't able to get enough shards. 5 shards is nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it I guess I'm just a little scared of not being able to fill out my 2 legendary skulls, especially because we're doing 2 rare skulls, which means we need a lot of shards. But 5 shards will at least get us to unique sooner. And also, oh my god, I just took so much there for no reason. Gargoyle actually is one of the skulls that has an extra dash. It has access to 3 dashes. I don't know if at rare. Yes, at rare it has access to 3 dashes. It's very, that's a very desirable thing. It means you can dodge out of the way of damage fairly easily with it. Whereas other skulls, you maybe have to be a little bit more accurate with your timing. And that makes it pretty decent defensively. Especially being able to fight in the air. Like, you're avoiding a lot of enemies on the ground who could be dealing easy, quick damage to you. But you also have to watch out for enemies like that! And we're actually not exactly making the best use of our defensive prowess here. We're taking a lot of damage, but it's not a big deal. This early on in the game, any amount of damage you take really honestly doesn't mean all that much. And a pretty bad shot, if we're being honest. I could take the bottled embers, which does something. And this is going to be a basic attack heavy run with the gargoyle, so I guess we'll take bottled embers for now, but that is certainly not like a long-term item that we're going to be keeping. Hopefully alchemy is a little bit better when they do the item reformations, and then bottled embers is actually usable, but for now it's just kind of there. Volcano inscription as well, obviously. It's just nothing special. And we did get a rare skull out of that, so we will be able to upgrade one of these to unique in Act 2, which is going to be very helpful. I think I'm going to start with Gargoyle, because basic Frost Skull is more useful than basic Gargoyle, in my opinion. Like, Frost Skull is just good from the get-go, and Gargoyle I wouldn't say it needs to be legendary, but unique is certainly a big upgrade, and obviously legendary is an incredible upgrade. It's very good at legendary. And we're at the Elder Ant, as he's always here waiting for us, no matter what, standing in our way of getting on with the run, doing the most simple attacks that are easy to dodge, just being a nuisance. And we actually rarely ever see this phase here, because I think like we usually have him like dead before he gets to do it, or we've just got lucky and he didn't use that, or not really lucky. It's not like it's a scary attack or anything. There's just nothing really to say that's super special about this fight. Actually, I always call him Elder Ant just because of the item, but I guess his name is Yggdrasil. I should probably call him that. It's a cool name. I guess he has that going for him, right? The 3 dashes there maybe saved us a little damage that we would have taken. Not that it matters. You know what would be cool to get is World Tree Seed. We haven't seen that yet. One thing, a little min-max thing you can do, if you are damaged at the end of this fight, instead of opening the chest from this side, open the chest from this side, because there's always the chance that World Tree Seed comes out. If you're over here, you instantly pick up the healing and you don't get to apply it to the effect of World Tree Seed. And, well, I guess it's Unknown Seed at this point, but it later evolves into World Tree Seed, and you need to get a lot of healing for that to happen. So it's just a little thing you can do to make it a little quicker and easier for you. Hang on, I'm gonna take a sip of tea. Hopefully that wasn't an obnoxious noise in your ears. And we are now unique. What did we get? Wind Gust and Storm, which are both, I think, charge abilities. Yeah, they gain stacks, which means if we see Mage's Necklace, that would be just an insane item for this run because Frost Skull also has a charge ability. So we could just send fireballs flying all over the place. That's definitely going to be a priority item we're going to be looking for. As well as damage as well, because we do need that. We are still pretty low damage for now. I don't know how I feel about these abilities, though, because I much prefer I-Beam. I think I-Beam is a very good ability in the new update, and I'm kind of sad that we don't have it. But if we can get Mage's Necklace, it'll be all worth it. Also, I can't believe I took a hit there. Jesus. We took a hit there as well, but I swapped. So it ain't a big deal. We're kind of a little slow, I would say, right, for this point in the game. Like we're taking a while to get through this room. I don't even know if we're halfway through it yet. I think there's still enemies over here that spawn in, unless they ran over from being okay. Yeah, I guess they had ran over across the screen, so it's not as bad as it seemed. We're doing all right, and we should be reaching the shop soon. I feel like it's maybe. If it's not after this room, I would be very happy. Okay, so the shop is now. We have a decent amount of money, but I would have liked to have had a little more, just so we can do all kinds of re-rolling to try and find the items we want for this run. But it's fine. Things are going all right. We are taking a little bit of damage. How are we at 1985? Oh, right, gold incense burner. Actually, how do we not have more money? We have gold incense burner. I feel like we should be richer than we are. And also, we need some skull shards. That's for dang sure. I feel like that's just the theme of these runs lately. And we're going to be picking up that for sure. That's damage for us. And we're also going to be picking up Warrior Steel Mace. I've praised this item before. I know people kind of tend to underestimate it. Especially this early on. Like, we're going to have the effect with this for a while. It's not an item you should bring to the first hero, because the first hero cannot be stunned, but it is an item that in hallway fights or rooms, however you want to word it, it's going to do wonders for you. You're going to stop a lot of damage that you otherwise would have taken a lot of times, just from like stunning an enemy who was about to attack you, and you would have had no way to dodge out of the way of their attack, but having the stun there just saves you HP. And also, it's just like a good status in general. Unfortunately for this, the offensive statuses in this game are worthless, but the defensive statuses are fairly good still. They just need to be able to affect bosses, and I hope that's because they haven't talked about it yet in any of the announcements, but I hope they allow that for bosses to have like stun inflicted on them, maybe for like a shortened duration. But I feel like the defensive options in this game are far worse than the offensive options that you're offered, and I would love to see that be changed. Okay, let's see if we can stop her. I don't think we're going to be able to. No, we're not going to be able to, but we can hopefully stop him. Okay, it's not a big deal. It really honestly didn't matter. I would rather, because she's pretty much, she's out of it at this point, because her ult is really like what she does best. So from here on out, she's not going to be doing too much. So the fight was easy. We didn't take any damage. We got lots of healing. Always a good thing to see. Now, I actually had a run off screen not too long ago, earlier today, where I made very, very, very good use of Forbidden Sword on Gargoyle. And you wouldn't think it would be a good thing because it's a physical item and Gargoyle is a special-based attacker. But the thing about Gargoyle is it loves basic attacks. And I'm also offered Prisoner, which would be a lot of skull shards. It would allow me to upgrade to Unique. So I have a bit of a decision here to make. This would be a fun option. This is the like safe option that ensures that we will have at least one of our skulls, hopefully, unless the game is tormenting me again, to legendary before a reasonable point. Let's think hard about this decision. I think I'm just gonna. It hurts me to do it because I actually really want to show off how Forbidden Sword can be useful on a run like this when you wouldn't think it would be. But after the last run and missing out on getting the legendary with Genie, I just don't want to. I don't want to take the risk. And this room, as always, it has to show up in one of my runs. It just has to. And neither of these skulls are particularly good at dealing with a room like this, so I feel like this is going to be painful. And it certainly would have been nice to have a Forbidden Sword here. We could have farmed a lot of charges off of it. But I'm not going to think too hard about that. What could have been, because what is now is all that matters. And what is now is we have a unique Frost Skull, which we wouldn't have had otherwise. And 22 shards, which is not bad at all. I probably should be saving that attack over the other one. Trying to avoid damage there, but it didn't matter. Just get through this as quickly and as efficiently as we possibly can. I guess one good thing about Gargoyle is, like I said, it's in the air a lot, so a lot of these basic peons down here can't really touch us. Even this guy, the spear guy, can't reach us with his like swing attack. So we actually got through that without any issues at all, which I'm kind of shocked about. Like, I thought that room was going to give us a hard time. Alrighty. Let's see what is in store in this round. Hopefully, only ease. Only swift and easy and painless wins. And we are offered HP, so I can't complain. Like, things are going very smoothly for us after the second adventurer fight. Because I was a little worried for a second there. 2 rare skulls at early on, like, it's not bad. Like, it's like, I would obviously prefer uniques, but rares are still useful to us at this point in the game. I think we'll take Ring of Wind. And I was actually going to buy this as well, but I guess I wasn't paying enough attention to my money. But Ring of Wind pretty much does the same thing. And that's not a good... Like, we only want that quintessence for the attack speed it gives you. So Ring of Wind does essentially the same thing. Ring of Wind is very good on Gargoyle. We're probably going to have Ring of Wind for a while until we get offered another attack speed option. I'm really hoping we get offered Forbidden Sword again at some point. That would be very, very nice. And reward us for our good decisions, our practical decisions, and taking the skull shards. Man, this is strong. The Frost Skull combo with the Gargoyle is, I mean, they don't really complement each other. There's just 2 very strong skulls, but they're doing a lot of good work together. Though I am a little worried about the Lyanna sisters, if I'm being honest. Not like worried like we're gonna die to them, but we could take a fair amount of damage against them, because I guess Gargoyle struggles with them more than Frost Skull. Frost Skull should not have too much of an issue, but Gargoyle might not be the best at fighting them. The reason being, they have a lot of aerial attacks that can hit you, and you can't spend as much time in the air avoiding them as you would in like other hallway fights. I call them hallway fights because of Slay the Spire, by the way. I guess Slay the Spire is just stuck in my brain. I will still be swapping to Gargoyle a lot, though, because Gargoyle right now is our main damage dealer. Just, but we're not really dealing a lot of damage to them either way. I missed twice there. Jesus. Oh my lord. Okay, I need to reason out the hitbox with that attack. I'm just missing way too much with it in this fight. Now that's a hit. That's a hit. We still really want Mage's Necklace. Like, I might hard look for it in the next shop, like re-rolling even past items that would be decent. But we just really want Mage's Necklace. Good lord. I was just distracted there. That was damage I didn't even have to take. I just realized this is the sister we didn't deal all the damage to, so we're gonna be here a while, that's for sure. 14 minutes, that's insane. This run is slow. Not bad, just slow. But I think we're hopefully at least going to take out her her phase here. Kill one of the sisters and move on. Though it's actually looking like that might not happen. Okay, no. I think she was about to jump up. So we got her at the last second. And now we have to fight this one. I think it might actually be a little easier for us. But the fight isn't really hard either way. We should be using our basic attacks. We're missing so many of these attacks. Gargoyle's attacks are kind of weird with the trajectory they take. Like, that felt like it should have hit, but it just didn't. Ugh. Okay, the triple dash saved us there. Triple dash OP. The only other skull that has it is Ninja. And it's just very good. I would certainly say better on Gargoyle than Ninja, though. Alright, she's in the corner. That's our opportunity. We can't miss when she's in the corner. Surely. Okay, that wasn't bad. We didn't take a lot of damage. It was just long. Just very long and monotonous. But we're through it. Hopefully we get a good item here. That is a not good item, but it is a quintessence, which we didn't have before, so we'll use it. But this is a bad quintessence, like very bad for this run. Is this the one that stops trap damage though? Because that could be useful. I have to look. Let's see. Yes. Okay, that's decent. Especially in Act 3. We can't complain about that. We don't have any reason to spawn these enemies, so I'm going to be patient here and just wait for this guy to come into range and kill him. I said, and kill him. Okay. Alrighty. That wasn't too bad. Sometimes it can be a little slow getting that skip to work, but man, it's really tempting with Dark Paladin. But I think this is going to be... These are the two skulls we're sticking to. We've put so much resources in them. It would be kind of sad to swap away from them now. Come on, man. Oh, man. What a... Oh, I should have left him in the cage. I should have left him in there. That is one of my least favorite items in the whole game. It's not even like the worst item in the game. Far from it. It's not a good item, but there's obviously way worse items. It's just, I hate seeing it because it's just so worthless. 10% on both. And it's like one of the only mixed items, like one of the only support items for mixed runs in the entire game. Besides, you've got like Pot of Greed and World Tree Seed. Two legendary items that you never see, and then you got like one of the most annoying, useless items in the game that you see all the time and never take. There's Ninja. We were just talking about him. He's not joining us on this run, but there he is. In a run like this, Wisp is not an ideal quintessence because there's a lot of charge, like abilities with charges on them. And I tested it in the last run. Wisp does not fully charge these. It just gives one charge. So really just sadly not the quintessence we're looking for. But we certainly do need a quintessence. It's just that even as bad as this quintessence is, I feel like it's going to be doing more for us than that one would be. And that was just a great demonstration of what Gargoyle can do. You just don't have to interact with any of the enemies. You can just stay floating above them. And we are doing very well in Skull Shards all of a sudden, which is just a breath of fresh air after the last run we had, which was just so disappointing. And I guess now that we know we're getting one of these to Legendary, in the upcoming Adventurer fight, I will be taking Gargoyle to Legendary because I feel like it will do us more than taking the Skull, the Frost Skull to Legendary. Because the Frost Skull is already a good skull for us. But Gargoyle could use a little bit more. And that certainly helps attack speed, which is exactly what Gargoyle wants. Because now even on the ground, the attack speed is good. So we don't even have to be in the air. Which is also something great that Gargoyle could make some use of. Let's spawn one of these. They do nothing, but you know, might as well use it. We have it, so it'd be a waste to just let it sit there and rot. And take out the healer first. Traditional video game logic. It makes sense. Also, if you saw that there, we just stunned the ninja. You can stun the adventurers. You can't stun the bosses, but you can stun the mini bosses. So just a little demonstration of what stun... Like, we don't know if we would have taken any damage from that attack, but it's certainly nice to not have to worry about it. It'd be nice if we could stun the mage, because she's just kind of being obnoxious. Oh, please, mage. You gotta chill. You gotta relax. The ninja really is, of like the first 3 adventurer fights, he's just the most annoying and like the one you don't want to see the most. At least that's how I personally feel. But in the 4th adventurer fight, he's like the easiest and the one you want to see the most. Because he just, like when it's him and others, he's just teleporting everywhere and it's so annoying. Wow, it's doing like 2 damage. That's insane. Look at those numbers. We're through it though. We definitely need a new quintessence. Not that one though. We'll take the shards. I mean, this run is doing very well with shards. Like, it's not even a concern. We might even have, if we're like extremely lucky, we might even have enough shards when we reach Chimera to just get both of them the legendary and then completely focus on items, because that's where we're really lacking in this run right now. We need some damage, and if we can get damage going, this run will pop off. Now we have these tornadoes, which I still don't think are that strong. Like, for some reason, that attack on Gargoyle is just, in my opinion, the weakest one it has access to. But the thing that would make it good is if we can find Mage's Necklace. I'm still holding out for that, because I could use an NPC to swap off of these abilities and get another one. But for one, Gargoyle is mostly a basic attack regardless. But even then, Mage's Necklace would just be so strong. And fun, too. That's the most important part. That would be, like, the most fun way to make this run work for me. And we just barely prevented them from summoning the Dark Golem. But the run is actually starting to get some legs. It's starting to gain some traction. And we have lots of Miser. So even if we don't take Skull Rooms... I mean, even if we don't take money rooms or item rooms, we're still going to have enough money to pop off a little bit at the shop. So, things are going pretty well. What are our Miser items, by the way? Oh yeah, both of these. I would totally take the crit, like, Knuckles item for even though it wouldn't really help our run in terms of damage, I would take it just for the Miser. But we are offered the King Slime. So maybe we're going to get Miser regardless. Who knows? What item would I delete? Oh, yeah. Okay. And maybe I might even delete some of the other items in here. It would make our run a little weak. Well, we do have 2 Volcano. I would not like to have this duped either, but I do want to keep the... There's a lot of items I don't want duped, if I'm being honest. Most of them but it's still better to take the dupe because you're probably not going to see him again. That is the item I would want duped, though. Okay, well, we got incredibly lucky in that regard. This run's just, oh my good lord, it's offered to me. And I can actually get that and Mana Bone, and I'm doing that. I am 1 gazillion% doing that, okay? What do I sell, though, in place of that? You know what? Do I sell the Warrior Steel Mace? Because selling one of these, I don't think gets me enough money. Like if I sell Bottled Embers. I do want this though. I'm not passing this up. Does this give me enough with... Okay, so I'm at 45. I'm wondering if this gives me enough with my my Miser stacks. Let's just do it. I'm taking a risk. Yes, it does. Ooh, let's go. Oh, yeah. I didn't have to sell any of my good items. All right. Oh, I'm suddenly pumped as hell for this run. This run just went like it's in full swing now. This is an insane run. Because we didn't get Mage's Necklace, but we got another item that is pretty much exactly, maybe even better. I don't know. People probably argue which one's better. They both have very similar effects. But we now have this aura around us that appears whenever we use an ability, and it's stronger the more balanced skulls you have, and we have 2 balanced skulls, so it's an incredibly strong thing to have at this point in the run. I would still 100% take Mage's Necklace, though. I would take both. Wow, that's janky looking. Like with the trap popping off over there, it was just like chaos. We definitely need a new quintessence, though. That's how this run absolutely just starts going off the rails. What do we got? Oh my good god, what's happening? What is happening? Tactics for 1, and we do get 2 stacks of the Stone of the Air, the 25% magic attack when you defeat a boss. We do get 2 of them by the time we get to the first hero. Certainly not the best item to get at this point, but it's not bad. And since we got attack speed from the Wolf NPC, I'm going to sell my Ring of the Wind. And I'm feeling very good about these items right now. And we'll see what happens in here. We could get unbelievably lucky and get a legendary, but regardless, even if we don't, we're going to be very close entering Act 4 to get our Frost Skull to legendary. So this run is pretty much the opposite of what happened the last run. We're getting fortunate in every regard. Just a stacked run. Give me a legendary, okay. We'll take it though. Like, the run's very kind to us right now. Like, I can't complain about any of this. Except we're very slow, but other than that. Alright. Chimera is going down. She doesn't stand a single chance in the world. Like, just, she might as well already be writing her obituary. Even with the crappy quintessence, it doesn't matter. But we are stuck back here. We can't really, actually, can we? Can we launch these over there? Yes, we can. Min-max where you can. But we definitely need to run out of the way. And keep her in the aura as much as possible, because that's where a lot of our DPS is going to be coming from. And summon a trap. Oh, look at it go. There it goes. I think it still hit her, though. This is a very janky arena. Like, it's just kind of... and there, a lot of the arenas are like that in this game, like the boss arenas. Like Joan as well. If you summon items... or even like these tornadoes that these skulls, like the gargoyle summons, can fall through the floor in that fight. And also, I took so much damage. Wow, maybe I shouldn't be so cocky, because that was very, very unfortunate with all the damage we took. I'm actually going to take this. It's better. It's still not good, but it's better than what we have. Though maybe not because of the trap damage, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of this quintessence. I think it's one of the best quintessences in the game. Just for physical runs, but we'll still take it. Going into Act 4, I'm still not worried, even though we took a lot of damage against Chimera. This run's really, really going to start popping off in terms of power. Like, oh. Well, I mean, we do have Gargoyle, so this is pretty much trivial. Like, we don't even have to play by the rules of this little mini game here, so we can just fly over everything. I don't know if we'll be taking that item. We probably won't be, but it's doesn't matter. It's money regardless, and a free room. Can't really complain. So yeah, if you ever see this this room and you have Gargoyle, just take it. Like, it's free. But maybe we should take this item because the effect is quite strong with all of our stack charges on our abilities. What would I get rid of? We might actually at this point be able to get rid of the insignia because we're almost done with skull rooms regardless, and we still have miser. Even though this is giving, which one's better for us, I guess, is the question we should ask. We have 2 Carleon items, which is 60 plus whatever the bonus is from the miser stacks we have. Warrior Steel Mace is maybe I should stop overvaluing it and just continue to get money. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. Let's get rid of Warrior Steel Mace. It did us good in the 3rd adventures, but I think we're past the point of needing it. The money's going to be doing us much more good. Let's see how much damage this does. Wait, I pushed the button, game. It's taking out the small guys, but the big guys are not feeling like they don't care. They can just shrug off the damage. We can still use it though. It's usable for now. We're going to be looking to swap off of it though for sure. Also, to stop taking freaking damage, please, game. Just, yo, let me have this run. It's so strong. Just be kind. Stop throwing daggers at me. I guess that is one of the downsides of Gargoyle in Act 4 is there's much more enemies that can just hit you at any distance. So the benefits of flying are much lesser than they are in the other acts. Still make use of it though, especially against enemies like this. We have freeze, which is good in any act. So let's summon our dragon to do some work for us. Of course, the archer is literally like 1 millimeter out of the range of it, but it's not a big deal. Die, please. Thank you. Thank you for dying. I appreciate you complying. It's very kind of you. And we got them grouped up. That was very lucky. We're probably going to buy... as always, a legendary shows up right at the end when I'm at 96 bone shards and I don't need it anymore. I did say I was going to heal. Oh, man. Come on, game. Why do you do this to me? No. No. How about that? No. I'm not healing. I'm not. I'm taking the risk. I'm getting the Mage's Necklace. This run is off the rails. It really honestly is. This run's insane. Let's have some fun. Because I'm not worried about dying. And maybe that's famous last words. We'll see. Maybe this run ends with a lost screen and I have to sit there and be like, well, you know, we made some bad decisions along the way. I don't care. I don't care. And I also don't care that I just took 1,000,000 damage. I'm off. I don't care. Because we can do this now. This is just the perfect run for these 2 items. How could I not, right? Maybe we'll find the halfling and never be punished, as always. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of tea. I tend to do that whenever the screen is lagging out. But it always comes back at the most inconvenient moment for me. One thing that we certainly don't have a good way of doing in this run right now is dealing with rooms like this, where it's like a big long hallway and there's a bunch of enemies. So I guess we are at a little risk here of taking damage. I have to be careful once we kill this guy. I think we'll summon the dragon here. to deal with some of the smaller enemies. Fight this guy at a distance with our fireballs. It's going well. We could certainly use some more HP orbs. I'm really hoping the game is kind to me there. And we do have the adventurer up next, which I'm actually worried about. If it's the archer, that would be horrifying because she's just very hard to avoid taking damage from, because all of her attacks are just long range, and that's especially bad for this run. We'll see what happens. Oh, I hope that didn't pick up. Actually, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to edit it out. And it's my arch nemesis. Oh, good lord. What are we going to do? Ooh! I am going to fight him at a distance. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to lose my life. Let's continue to fight him at a distance. And I'm dead. I'm still not worried about it. I feel like this run is secure enough with its just raw power that it doesn't matter that we don't have both of our lives going into the first hero. But that is unfortunate. But I saw the writing on the walls. I wonder what's going on. Is it just because we don't have a lot of like raw damage? We don't have a lot of tactics. Because I feel like we should be not struggling at all. This is actually getting scary. I need to concentrate. I wish he would stop doing that. Need to be very cautious. Which ult? It's this one. The one I know and am familiar with. But apparently he has two, and I had no idea. Like, he did a secret one that I had never seen before in one of my last runs, and I was very caught off guard by it. I think we're going to be fine, though. I have to start taking the run more seriously. I need to stop treating it like it's a given that I'm going to win this, and just be careful. We will take Mana Golem. It's not a great quintessence, but it's better than what we have. I'm probably going to be spending most of the money I have from now on healing, so this is probably our item set, though I do want to get rid of this. And take some item rooms for sure. I was about to take a sip of tea, but the game said no. Let's summon our Mana Golem here. It'll deal with everything up there. Oh, okay. Whew. Everything up here should be dead. Oh, it's not. Okay, that makes sense. What did it even do? Hello? I thought it did like a giant explosion in like a radius and dealt a ton of damage. I'm so confused. I just realized we didn't find either of the Skull Shard NPCs. We just got phenomenally lucky with our Skull Shards this run. We didn't need them. That's pretty crazy. 2 rare skulls too. Like 2 rare skulls at Legendary, it's not exactly an easy thing to do. I feel like we could use a better ability on our guy here. What would I replace? Because this is not a bad item to have. Because we are doing basic attacks a lot. It definitely is better than having the Carleon insignia at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. You're probably not exactly like, because I don't think people very highly rate Jagamon Thorn or True Damage for that matter, and understandable. It's not the best, but it's better than what we have, and we are in a little bit of need of a little bit extra damage, and Jagamon Thorn could be what we need to get there. Though I am going to be looking to get rid of it as well. Oh, okay, now we have this. Okay, now I can actually show off the power of having this item. Even though you wouldn't think it would be good, it is actually very good. Because we already are basic attack heavy. And Gargoyle's basic attacks are already strong. Oh, please don't hurt me. Okay, good. So far, so good in terms of avoiding damage. I don't think we've taken a hit, or we might have taken a hit, but we haven't taken a lot of damage since we beat the Adventurer. And we can skip in this room, which is always a good thing to see. Which just is more opportunities to avoid taking damage. I just realized Mana Golem is like worse Suanicio. See, I almost did it again. I almost couldn't pronounce it. But yeah, like it's focused, like it's focused on one of the damage types, but it's still just worse. All right, we're gonna skip going over there and fighting those hard enemies. We will check out the NPC though. Okay, I would free him just to get him out of the pool of NPCs we could see, but I do want to preserve as much HP as I can, so we're gonna heal and try and get something here. We are basic attack heavy, so you know what? That has to be better than this, right? Or is there anything else we could get rid of? Nah, that's the best thing we can get rid of. What about Banshee? That is Banshee, right? Not Phantom. Yes, we will take that as well. Okay, things are starting to come together a little bit. I'm a pretty big fan of Banshee, if not just for its strength. It's just one of the coolest quintessences to spawn. It's so cool. Just, I don't know, I love the cello. It's my favorite instrument, so seeing it on one of the quintessences is always fun. Let's just avoid this guy. This is like one of the most annoying enemies that you can take accidental damage from, because he just appears everywhere. But we got past him. I think maybe he hit us once, but it's not a big deal. Just avoid and just play it safe as often as we can. There we go. Things are looking good. Oh, no! I missed healing. Damn it. I was just too quick and eager to get out of the room. I think we avoided damage there from the swap, which, thank God for that. That would have actually been fairly annoying. Look at how much damage we're dealing with our basic attacks, though, against... I know they're like smaller enemies, but still, like, it's doing work, man. Like, I don't think I need to really convince anyone of the strength of Forbidden Sword, but it's just a cool little thing that, like, that you can do with it. But also, I was complaining about how you can do that with Gunpowder Sword, so I guess I should be fair and complain about it with this as well. But Pot of Greed makes that even better. It's certainly better than Jagamon. Let's take Pot of Greed here. 4 stacks right off the bat, which that's a very good last room pickup. I'm feeling pretty good. 1 life, of course, so I need to be very careful against the first hero. But being careful is the name of the game with this run regardless. All right. We're heading to Joan. I'm not worried about Joan even slightly. She might get a couple good hits in on us, but it's not going to be that bad. The Gargoyle is very strong against her other phase. Also, here's a little min-max thing you can do with Gargoyle. Fly over... like, most skulls trap you in the center when you start this fight, but with Gargoyle, you can fly over here and instantly start attacking. You don't have to wait at all. Oh, come on. Just be cautious. Don't take unnecessary damage. Why didn't that hit the orbs, I wonder? Are they immune to Banshee? I don't know. That was weird. Through it really easily, though. I'm really hoping we can get out of here before she does one of her... Oh, I spoke too soon. One of her annoying attacks is what I was going to say, but she got one of them off. But I think we're going to be out of here before she can do any... Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon again. Ooh, look at that. That's janky. I've never seen that before. I didn't realize it had its hitbox, like its sprite ended up there. And we're through it a little slow, so I'm maybe a little more worried about this next phase of the fight. I thought we would be through it faster, but... I still don't think we're gonna like die against this or anything. The run is certainly almost certainly, I should say, going to the first hero. Though I'm not happy about being Gargoyle right now. Huh? Oh, right, Banshee. That was actually not a good thing. Like, when you're used to a pattern of attack and then it changes all of a sudden out of nowhere, that is always scary. And especially if you don't know why. Like, I forgot that Banshee paralyzes the enemy. Summon your guys, please. Or don't. You know, you could always act unpredictable for no reason, seemingly out of nowhere. That's cool. Hey, you know, you do you, Joan. You're a girl boss. Slay. But she's dead. See ya. And we're moving on. And we do get Archbishop's Scriptures. If we need a little bit of extra damage, that could certainly be it. Could be better than Inner Flame. Though getting used to a certain swap, a certain kind, like a swap pattern, like a swap rhythm, and then having that be changed at the last second could be bad. But also, I do like this item more than most people do, so I think I'm going to take it. The Volcano on Inner Flame isn't important or anything, so we're not missing out on too much there. And we actually have enough health that we don't have to buy a food item if we so choose. We can buy a good item in the shop if it's available and affordable, though we also don't have a lot of money, so we might not be able to afford it. But we can afford a Quintessence, so we will look at the Quintessence at the very least. I will say, though, I'm not Omega confident against the first hero because we did lose that first life. But I'm also not, like, scared. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. 3 maps, which won't help us, but it will help us on the way there regardless, so we will take it. But it won't help us against the first hero. But, like, if you have if you can't afford anything else, you might as well read the food shop item and see what it does. And if it can help you get past these guys easier, you might as well do it, right? Because your money's not, it's just going to burn a hole in your pocket otherwise. And after what happened in the video with Rockstar and Water Skull, I am very aware that these guys can deal a just insane amount of surprise damage to you, seemingly out of nowhere. I'm not letting that happen again. I'm going to be extremely, extremely cautious, especially against large groupings of these guys, and take it as easy as I can. And we're... oh, okay, never mind. We will, I guess, slowly bumble our way up to the first hero. We're going to be going in and hopefully flying into the room. Alright, the name of the game here is going to be Caution. I have to be very careful. I'm at full HP, but I do only have the 1 life. We have a lot of long-distance attacks, and we're going to be making use of that here. To get this far with a run this cool and to lose it would hurt my soul. So we're going to do everything we can to prevent that from happening. We have long-range attacks is what this run excels at, even though it would be nice to be close to him to get the benefits of Mana Bone. But we got to be careful. We don't want to take damage unnecessarily at any point. And oh, please, okay, he's in it. Okay, good. He took a lot of damage there. And I think we're gonna, yeah, we're activating his next phase here, where he jumps into the air. And we're not going to stand in front of him like idiots, like we did before. That would absolutely spell the end of this run. There would be nothing we could do. He would just deal too much damage to me, and I would die. And here's where he can start grabbing you, so we want to stay as far away from him as possible. And that certainly helps. He did grab me, but it didn't matter. And this is looking pretty good. We are down a third of our HP, but I am confident against, especially this part of the fight. We don't have to This is like where we're going to wail on him with our basic attacks. And just do as much as we can. Get him in that if we can. Okay, he unfortunately missed it. We are actually taking a fair amount of damage. I need to be cautious. Okay, I need to concentrate, so I'm probably not going to be saying too much. Just avoid making stupid mistakes. Always be aware of what he's doing. Okay, that was bad. Okay, but he's stuck in that. He's stuck in that. Ooh. Ooh, okay, all right. It's going to be close. It's going to be close, but I'm confident against the third phase. I can stay far away from him in this phase. Whew, what a run, what a run. Let's get this win. Secure the win at all costs. Come on, baby. We are fairly low, so... Ooh, okay, okay. Avoid being grabbed. That is, like, the main way that we are going to lose this if he grabs us. Whoa, what happened? Okay, okay, we're going to kill him here. Whoo! Let's go! Let's freaking go! What a run! What an awesome run. Woo! Let's go! Whoo-wee! That was insane. So close. Like, pretty much one hit off. Maybe 2 hits. I do not know why this run was that close. This was a very powerful run. But it could just be the way I was playing. Maybe I wasn't playing at my best. I took damage unnecessarily a lot. What are we going to do for the win screen is the question. There's not a lot you can do with these characters with their poses. One thing we can do is fly down as Gargoyle if we choose to. You can slam down as the anchor, but that's not a very good pose. I guess we'll just fly down. Don't have a lot of options. Maybe get Banshee in. We made it dusk, okay? That's how we did it for this win screen. And we do get the cello playing in the end. Kind of somber, which is weird because this run was hype as fuck. But yeah, that's going to be this run. Securing the win by the skin of our teeth. I would say that the scriptures made a significant difference. This item is underrated by most people, I think. I do get that it's a disappointing item because you get it so late in the run. It's so rare, you don't see it often, and you only get to use it for one fight. And the effect is, I would say, underwhelming for the rarity of the item. But it can deal a lot of damage and help you out in a pinch. We would have had to have fought him directly when he leaped up into the air and he was caught in the beam. We would have had to have dealt all of that damage to him ourselves in close range, which could have spelt the end of us. As you saw, any amount of HP, any amount of damage we took at any point during the fight would have killed us this run. So all the damage we could deal to him without directly dealing it was a lifesaver. So that, of course, includes Mage's Necklace as well. Carleon, I think I effectively showed off why it can be useful on a run like this, especially when we got Pot of Greed. Definitely skyrocketed the usefulness of it. The Skulls did a very good job. I'm a big fan of both of them. I think Gargoyle is a skull that most people should have maybe another look at. It's certainly not as bad as people think, but this is like the longest rambling I've ever done. That was just, I have a lot to say about this run. It was very cool and very fun. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.